Have you ever looked in the mirror and barely recognized the woman staring back at you? Not because you've changed in a bad way, but because time has gently reshaped you. Your hair is thinner, softer, maybe silver now. Your skin tells stories your younger self hadn't lived yet. And somewhere along the way, between raising families, chasing careers, and caring for others, you may have stopped noticing your own beauty. But here's the truth. Just because you've turned 60 or beyond doesn't mean you've faded. In fact, this stage of life can be the most radiant yet. In fact, you let it be. The key isn't trying to look young again. It's about choosing to feel alive, choosing styles that reflect who you are today, not who you used to be. And yes, sometimes it all starts with a haircut, not a trendy, complicated look meant for someone else, but a style that fits your life, your hair as it is now, and most importantly, your sense of self. In this video, we're not just talking about hair, we're talking about reclaiming your reflection, feeling seen, elegant, confident, without needing anyone's approval. So if you've been thinking it might be time for a change, but you weren't quite sure where to start, stay with me. Because this isn't about looking like someone else. The mirror and saying, yes, that's me. And I love what I see. Part 1. Hair, aging. And the changes no one talks about, no one really prepares you for how much your hair changes as you age. You might notice it's thinner than it used to be. It doesn't hold volume like before. The texture shifts. It gets shifts. Drier, more fragile, sometimes wiry or too soft to shape. And then, of course, there are the grays. Some come in beautifully. Others not so much, but here's what rarely gets mentioned. Most of us keep the same haircut we had in our 40s, hoping it still works, hoping it still reflects who we are. But the truth is, we're not the same women we were back then, and that's a good thing. We've grown. We've changed. So why shouldn't our hair reflect that too? Because sometimes holding on to an old style is like holding on to an old version of ourselves, one we may have already outgrown. Part 2. A haircut can be a new beginning. Cutting your hair might seem like a small thing. But for many women, especially after 60, it's symbolic. It's more than a new style. It's a statement. A quiet, confident way of saying, I'm ready to live this chapter fully, on my terms. Think about how often we keep a style out of habit or fear. Fear of change, fear of looking too different, fear of not being use anymore. But what if the real you is still evolving? What if letting go of that old haircut is the first step to letting in a new kind of freedom? This isn't about drastic makeovers. It's about choosing a look that reflects who you are now, not who the world expects you to be, but the woman you've become through every experience, every line, every silver strand. Because sometimes the first cut isn't just for your hair. It's for the parts of your life that no longer fit. Part 3. 5 haircuts that help women over 60 shine. Let's be honest. After 60, our hair doesn't behave the same way it used to. It's thinner, lighter, sometimes stubborn. But that doesn't mean you have to give up style. In fact, the right haircut can bring back movement, elegance, and even a sense of identity you might not have felt in years. These 5 styles aren't about looking younger. They're about looking like you. Confident, graceful, and free. 1. The textured long pixie. For the bold and unapologetic, this cut is perfect. If you want something low maintenance but full of personality. It keeps the length on top, giving your hair shape and movement, while freeing up the neck and sides for a light, elegant feel. If you've noticed hair thinning at the temples or crown, this style helps you work with it, not fight it. It doesn't require volume from the root. It creates the illusion of it through smart layering. And if you're rocking natural silver or salt and pepper strands, this cut makes them shine. Add a little soft styling cream and you're out the door. It's stylish, effortless, and full of character, just like you. 2. The soft layered bob. Classic feminine and versatile fade. Layered bob is one of the most flattering cuts for mature women. Why? Because it frames the face gently, lifts the jawline visually, and brings back a sense of polish, without looking stiff. If your hair has lost some density or tends to lay flat, subtle layers add body and shape. It's soft enough to look natural, but structured enough to look intentional, and it's easy to style. You can wear it smooth or let it dry naturally for a soft, airy look. This cut also works beautifully with glasses, earrings, and scarves. Those little accessories that become more fun, not less, as we age. 3. The shaggy cut. Embracing your natural texture. Do you have waves, curls, or just a little bit of stubborn texture that's hard to control? Don't flatten it. Celebrate it. The modern shag is all about freedom. It uses strategic layers to enhance volume at the crown and create movement throughout. No more fighting your natural hair pattern. Instead, you give it structure that flows. And here's a secret. This cut actually gets better as it grows out. So if you don't love visiting the salon every 6 weeks, this one's for you. 4. The asymmetrical lob. Sophisticated, subtle, and modern. This isn't your daughter's long bob. A slightly asymmetrical lob, where one side is just a touch longer than the other, or the front is a little longer than the back, can be a total game changer. It gives your face a gentle lift, draws the eyes toward your cheekbones, and adds movement even if your hair is straight or fine. It also works well with silver or white hair, especially if you keep the ends trimmed and the shape sharp. Curtain bangs. Soft, romantic, and timeless still. Love the feeling of longer hair, but want something more flattering. A shoulder-length cut with soft curtain bangs can work wonders. The bangs fall gently to each side, framing the face and softening the forehead. This can be incredibly flattering if you're concerned about lines or feel like your features need a little lift. This cut still gives you the freedom to pull your hair back, wear it loose, or even clip it up. But with the added structure of the bangs, your whole look feels more intentional. Each of these cuts is more than a style. They're a reminder that you haven't faded. You've evolved. You don't need to fight time. You just need a haircut that walks alongside it, with grace, with ease, and with a quiet kind of power. Part 4. Beauty is the right to choose yourself. Here's what I hope you take away from all of this. Beauty doesn't end at 60. It doesn't fade. It just changes form. It becomes quieter, deeper, more honest, and you get to decide what it looks like for you. Maybe it's a bold new cut. Maybe it's embracing your natural texture. Or maybe it's simply choosing, every day, to show up for yourself. You don't need permission to feel radiant. You don't need to look younger. You need to look younger. Look like you, the you who has lived, loved, learned, and still has so much more to give. So whether you're ready for a new haircut or just a new perspective, remember this. You are not invisible. You are not past your prime. You are not past your prime. Powerful, beautiful, and absolutely allowed to choose yourself every single day.